So obviously, you just announced the class coming into the the Indiana Football Hall of Fame. So tell me a little bit about how you guys decided upon this group. Obviously, a lot of football luminaries from Northeast Indiana and a big class from this area.
Well, the Football Hall of Fame, Indiana Football Hall of Fame, has been around since 1973 and has a physical location in Richmond, Indiana, and then has recently, just with updates of the times, gone to a virtual format. And so each of the regions throughout the state induct, or I should say, nominate and then induct a class every other year. And so with COVID, we've kind of been stagnant the last couple of years, so this is a rather large induction class. People can make nominations. Anybody in the Coaches Association can make nominations. People at individual schools can make nominations with a sponsor from one of the members of the Coaches Association, and then those nominations are taken to a board of the Hall of Fame that makes the eventual selection of the class. And so these 9 members, which is a rather large group, is because we've had some stagnation in the last 5 years, and we got to catch up a little bit. So well-deserving class. These are no-brainers.
Yeah, when you take a look at, and you were listing off the high schools, there's a lot of representation all across the board of Northeast Indiana. It isn't just one school or one program. So what does that say about the quality of football and the quality of individuals that have come out of this area?
Well, I think anybody that goes to football games on Friday nights in the Fort Wayne area in the fall knows the quality of football. And then, it's great to see those teams go on and have success at the state level. And every year, you guys are going down to Indianapolis to cover somebody, and either whether they get down there or they're really close to getting down there, I think speaks largely of the quality of football, both players, coaches, and then overall programs that exist in the northern part of the state and in the Fort Wayne area. So we are very blessed. Just quality players, coaches, and programs here in the Fort Wayne area.
When I saw the names come out, the one that stuck out to me the most was probably Johnny Bright. I was kind of shocked that he wasn't already in there. So what does it mean to be able to put a guy who was so important in the history of Fort Wayne football into the Hall of Fame this year?
Well, he's a name that people should know more about, and I would encourage everybody to look him up, Google him. There's a documentary that CBS Sports did this past fall. ESPN did a documentary as well. It's a great story. He's in the Canadian Football Hall of Fame, Central High School graduate, but did a lot in the history of both black players becoming more prominent in professional football. There's some interesting stories, and he was a trailblazer in a lot of ways. So very interesting story, and you're right. Amazing he's not in there already, but very deserving of the Hall of Fame induction.
What were some of the reactions you got when you got to call some of these guys or get in touch with them and let them know that they were in the Hall of Fame?
Well, many of these guys are in other Hall of Fames too. Vaughn Dunbar was inducted in the College Football Hall of Fame, just last summer, and so they're used to some of this prominence. But they're all very grateful. Right now we've 8 of the 9 are confirmed to attend the ceremony on July 17th. So it'll be a special night.
When you look at the group and you see all these guys that made it from Fort Wayne to the NFL, what does it say about, like, pound for pound, this city really goes above and beyond when it comes to producing NFL talent? So what kind of feather in the cap is it that you've seen so many guys? It isn't just one program. It isn't just one class. It isn't just one group of guys. That across the board we continue to crank out talent here in Northeast Indiana when it comes to NFL players. And there's a generation playing right now that we'll probably be talking about this in 10 or 15 years.
You're right. There's a list of players coming right on their heels to follow up their accolades. But speaks to the quality of kids. I think, all the way down to the youth programs. That's where kids first get introduced to football in the PAL League, the Metro League, the CYO, and any other youth leagues that get kids interested in football at an early age, keep them interested so that they continue to play. And then they all enter and have been part of successful high school programs where they are allowed to continue to develop and then, complement to the college programs that they go to. Purdue has got a couple people on there, the Big Ten, Iowa, Northwestern, Indiana, Purdue, quality programs at the college level that promote or, kind of push them to the NFL, and, I think is a huge reason for their success at the NFL level.